What's up?
What's up?
We did it.
This is the No Homo podcast with Jonathan and Tom. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Tom.
What are we doing here, Tom?
We are recording episode number 14 on Monday, September 22nd of the year of our Lord 2025.
I don't think that the Lord has anything to do with this year, but that was great. We did it. We did it.
What's up, bro?
Oh man, I miss you. That's the honest truth.
I miss you too.
Just a moment ago, before first of all, we always got to be recording, but whatever. This doesn't matter. It's been too long since we got to hang out, and just talking about it just then. This is great, but we need.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Also, summer's officially over now.
I know, dude. Oh man, I know.
Terrible.
Yeah,
but we're gonna soldier through. Together.
Yeah, we'll do this together.
So I listened to your other podcast.
I did. You didn't tell me you listened. Okay.
I listened. Yes. Yeah, you did good. It was cute.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
It was cute.
Thanks. Jim did reach out and say that he wanted to make sure that you felt like there wasn't any flirting, but he said if you felt uncomfortable about any of the flirting, he would be happy to flirt with you to even things out.
Well, Jim, I did feel like right at the end he got a real zinger in about like how you looked, and I was like, wow, like I think the credits were even rolling or something, and he got it in. So yeah, Jim, we got a problem.
All right. Well, we don't have a problem. We have a no homie. So, Jim, give a shout out to Tom. Make him feel good.
Yeah. It was good though. I was proud of you.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, no more of that for a while.
Okay. All right. I can promise no more for a while. I can do that. What about you? What's going on, man?
What's going on?
What's going on? Any podcast news? Any some news? Give me some home news. Some home news, some self news. That was like self news, home news.
First, I want to do a little correction corner from 3 things last week.
Oh, okay.
First, the JFK film that is now famous, that we've all seen a million times, is the Zapruder film. That's the name of the man who recorded it. That was the name that could not come to my head.
Oh, you mean the actual footage?
The actual footage is called the Zapruder film.
Okay. Yeah.
And Josh O'Connor is the name of the actor from The History of Sound who played Prince Charles in The Crown and has been in. I forgot to tell you this part. So we went to go see The History of Sound at the Angelica Film Center downtown, and there were 3 previews before the movie, and every one of them had Josh O'Connor in it.
Wow.
So by the 3rd one, the audience was hysterical and didn't pay attention to it was just crazy. They were and everybody knew they were about to see Josh O'Connor in the movie. So
that's really funny.
It was a little much, but I'm happy for him that he's doing so well.
Yeah. I mean, the Angelica, I'm sure that's like they kind of need to /want. Yeah, there you go. /want to. It's like, you're here to see this guy. Let's just show you everything we have coming up with this guy.
I mean, it's got to be crazy that they did that on purpose, but like maybe I think it's a strange decision. But
can I tell you real quick, just out of the blue, a name drop story? So when Daveed Diggs, when they were premiering Blind Spotting, there was a free premiere at the Angelica, and we were like, we're gonna go, but we way underestimated. I mean, even knowing who Daveed was at the time and how big he was, Jen and I still underestimated the size of the fandom. So we got there like a couple of hours early to get in line, and the line was 4 blocks long, and we were like, shit. So since we're boys, name dropping, I texted Daveed and was like, hey man, we're hoping to see you, but wow, you guys have too many fans here. We're not going to make it, but congrats and whatever. And we instead got tickets to see 3 Identical Strangers, that movie about the 3 twins or the 3 triplets that got split up at birth. You don't know it?
Nope.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I think it's called 3 Identical Strangers. 3 Identical Strangers.
Oh yeah, I do know it. Yeah.
So we saw that movie, whatever, and then we're leaving. But Daveed and Raphael are having a meet and greet at a step and repeat, like on the way out, and we were like, I don't know what to. So we slid through, and I was like, Daveed, what's up, man? And in the middle of his thing, he was like, guys, come here, and hugged and high five. I know. I was like, and we just walked away, and I was like, that was. All those people were like, who was that? Nobody, but just a friend. It was a nice little. Anyway, Angelica. Thanks for.
Okay, so and the third thing I wanted to further define for you was gooning, because I kind of left you hanging. I wanted to consult my gay ancient textbooks.
You didn't leave me hanging though. You could say you edged me.
I did, which is what gooning is basically. It's just like edging, prolonged, excessive jerking off, either solo or with someone, or often they call them gooning caves. It's like online chats where it's like, Zoom. It's like a screen of guys gooning. And you basically like edge over and over again. You get just as you're about to come, you stop, you pull back, and you go again. And you get to a point where you're kind of like in a trance. It does something to you that's like fun, but weird, and in a good way. And so that's gooning. And if you ever want to try it, I think, we could.
Cool. Okay, great. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you. It feels like it kind of like disproves the entire platform of blue balls, though. Is that true? The idea of blue balls, right, is like it's usually used as like a motivator to a partner.
Well, but blue balls implies they get you all the way there and then they walk away.
Right.
Edging is they get you all the way there, pull back, get you there again.
Okay.
Pull back, get you there. So that's different.
It's the quick breaks. It's the slamming on the brakes.
It's the total shut off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Gooning is not a shut off.
So you just back down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also, the gooning, there's like faces people end up making when they get to like kind of like the ones you made in your audition for that movie where you were the porn star.
First of all, there was no gooning in that. That was hard coming right away. So yeah, but thank you. I'm glad that you remember and appreciate my audition tape.
I do. So my only other real update from our lives is we were at a wedding this year, this weekend, this past weekend. We were upstate at a like a summer camp, like a Jewish summer camp for kids, a bougie one. But my friends rented it out for their wedding.
Yeah, the kids weren't there. It was
there were kids. There were tons of kids.
Sure.
But it was friends. It was a huge wedding. Katie and Gersh, two of my Burning Man friends that live in New York City. They're the most amazing people. Katie is, they're in your life, there are people that are connectors, people that know a lot of people. Naquan calls them mayors. Katie is like the mayor of all mayors. She is the center of a lot of friend groups, and she is constantly bringing in more people. And so, her husband now, Gersh, is just, they're both amazing, amazing people. And it's really nice to be at a wedding when you love both of the people and you love that they're together. And they have a son, and he was there, and he's just like 3 years old, and it was just like a really fun weekend. And
cool.
And so two of my burner friends, Eric and Michelle, both of whom they both flew in for the wedding to LaGuardia, and they took a car from LaGuardia into wherever they're staying in Brooklyn or the city. And in the car, they saw a hot shirtless guy running. And Eric joked to Michelle, like, what if that's Jonathan? And then as the car got closer, it actually was you. So I just thought you'd like to know that. You were spotted, you were recognized on your run, apparently shirtless. I'm a little mad that I don't have footage of that.
You got to be kidding.
It was you.
The odds of that. I was such a dingbat last week. I was like, it was a nice day. I was running. Yeah, I'm trying. First of all, I have a half marathon coming up in like 3 weeks, and I am not prepared. And so I was like, I guess I should run some, and I had only like half an hour, and that's amazing.
Yeah,
I do not feel like I'm in the kind of shape to run with my shirt off. I honestly was just going to do such a quick turnaround, like run for half an hour and throw the shirt back on and go pick up the kids, that I just was like, I'm not going to sweat. I'm just going to leave this. Like literally. I mean, I that's so funny.
You were recognized, bro.
That's so funny. And I was like I was near LaGuardia, but I was in back road. That's so funny. That's
you have fans.
Well, Eric and Michelle, thank you for being kind.
What about you? What's going on with you?
Well, yeah, tomorrow starts Rosh Hashanah, so Happy New Year.
Shana Tova, or what is it?
Yeah, just say Happy New Year. I don't know. Okay. I think that one comes later. I don't know, man. We're Jewish, right?
No, like, the later one is the I was bad. I did these things bad this year.
Yeah, I don't know the words to say though. The Shana. Don't ask follow-ups. Just Happy New Year.
Okay, Happy New Year.
So that starts tomorrow. But last night we watched Gianmarco Cerezi's new special. It's called Thief of Joy, and he's an Italian Jew here in New York. He's really funny. We okay, to balance out my David story, Gianmarco and I.
Is this the one on YouTube?
Yes.
I've heard about this. Okay,
it's really he's like right on brand for us. Like actually there's like multiple bits that I was like, hey man, how come you stole my bit and made it so much better? Like it's like he has a musical theater degree. He's straight. He uses the word in the and I'm not going to give away anything other than this one thing, but he uses the word straggot, which obviously is a combination of straight and baguette, the kind of person who might eat a baguette, right? So they put those two words together. But he is like, it's really funny. It's just very funny. Like, I think that anybody who gets our world will really appreciate the tie-ins to theater, family drama, life in New York, Italians and Jews, and like it's just very good. So hats off to Gianmarco Ceresi. But he and I were doing stand-up at the same time at one point. He was further along than I was, but we were at the same shows for a minute. And we met and we got to know each other kind of. And we, over the years, spitballed some sketch ideas together and stuff. And I thought, like, you know, we knew each other. And so he was performing in Kansas City where my brother lives. And we were going to be there at the time when he was performing. And so I reached out and was like, hey, man, I'm going to be in Kansas City. I'm going to bring a bunch of people to your show. And he was like, awesome, we'll see you there. And we got to the show and he did it. It was amazing. It was hilarious. Everyone loved it.
This is the one that was recorded?
No. I mean, he was working on it. This was like a year ago, and so there's plenty of jokes that we heard live that were in the show, but no, not like the one that he recorded. But I went up to him after the show and was like prepared to be like, "Hey, I made it," you know, like. And he was like, I was like, "Hey, man, I came in from New York with all my friends." He was like, "Oh, thanks so much for being here, man." Like it had no idea, like just like did not know who I was, which was a little bit of a letdown because I just told all my friends and family that I was like, I know the comedian we're going to see, and this is no shame on no shade to Gianmarco at all. I just misunderstood where we were, and he's on the road and whatever. But it was like certainly kind of I owned it. I took it on the chin. I was like, guys, I'm sorry. I guess I don't know him. I mean, he doesn't know me, so you can tell him good show. But funny. Shout out to Gianmarco, Thief of Joy. It's very funny.
I can't wait to watch. I'm pretty sure the Times just wrote an article that was like the funniest comedy special is on YouTube right now.
Really?
Yeah,
that's right.
It must be him. I think it is. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's like it's really good. It's really polished. It's just very good. So we did that last night, but this past weekend, I was finally so good to get back into some of my roots. I got to go to Home Depot for a couple of hours, and I just haven't been able to do that for a while. And it just felt good to be like, I'm a man. I'm building new window boxes for our flowers, for our flower boxes, and off our windows. I got to get some stuff and build some stuff. And of course, I couldn't do it all in one trip. It took me 2 trips because I forgot stuff. I have a list. Like, this is my ADHD. I have a list, and I'm going down the list, and I just skip things on the list. I still like, even the list doesn't work for me.
Just once you have it in the cart, delete it off the list.
Sure. That sounds like a great idea. I can try that. Yeah, I mean, it like when I was a
grocery
kid,
shop.
I mean, I don't, frankly. Like, Jen finds ways around me doing the shopping all the time, and I want to because I absolutely like hate the idea of not being of her mental load being so much more, And I'm like, I can do it. I can fucking shop. I know, like. I'm not bad at getting the stuff. I know when lettuce is bad. I know how to check the fruit. I know how to check expiration dates on things. But I will absolutely just be looking at the list and leave something off the list.
That's crazy. I mean, the fun of a list is crossing things off.
That's a good point.
You're missing out on half of it.
I'm not even getting the fun part of a list. That's a good point. All right.
No, but it does make me think about Home Depot. Made me think about Sniffies. Do you know Sniffies?
No, I only know that there's problems with that there's sting problems, right? That
Yeah. So, Sniffies is a gay dating. It's not quite an app. It's it's like an online website. It can't be an app because of legal reasons to do, because it's a geolocator. So you actually see where everybody is on the map. And I think, Apple has legal issues around that. So like Grindr,
that's different from So
Grindr tells you how far away someone is, but you don't know where in what direction that is.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like 1 mile away. It could be in any direction.
Gotcha.
So on the Sniffies, you more or less see a map, and Sniffies is more about quick hookups right away. Even more, I know this sounds crazy, than like Grindr. And you can also check into places that are like cruising spots. So Home Depots are frequently Home Depot bathrooms.
Really,
frequently cruising spots. But apparently, the NYPD is now using sniffies to entrap gay men who are checking into the bathrooms at Port Authority. And first, I want to say that, I don't necessarily condone, I don't think that we should be looking for and having sex in public bathrooms. But I don't think, this kind of policing is something that the gay community has been dealing with for a long time. And there's just something really horrible about it and nasty about it. And so for my gay friends that are using sniffies and checking into public bathrooms, maybe be careful right now, be aware, because it's dangerous out there.
I also heard, look, this is, okay, the most no homo of no homo research, and our libel is about to go through the roof. But I saw, in passing that Grindr was having trouble, the platform was having trouble keeping up with all of the usage in Arizona for the memorial service this week.
It happens with the Republican conventions
every
too.
time.
It happens with the conservative conference in
time.
Florida every year. Yeah,
I love it.
I love it, especially compared to the Democratic conventions. It's not.
I love it so much. Yeah. I love that. That's such a fun just piece of trivia every time.
Also, I just saw a map of what porn is most watched, and red states have the highest. The most watched porn in red states is trans porn.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to designate trans as a terrorist. Terrorist designation. So, so I want to jump into current events. And I know we spent a while on Charlie Kirk last week, and I don't, want to spend much more time there now. But I just want to go on the record as saying that I truly actually think when we look back 50 years from now, 100 years from now, Charlie Kirk's assassination is the beginning of something different has started. We've been in something for the last 10 years since Trump came down that golden escalator. We have been in a new something that we haven't, we're just starting to even define, the Trump era right now. We've been in that, but I do think this is the beginning of something else. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in conversations with people. I feel it in watching the news. I feel it watching social media, watching how people are behaving with each other. I feel it in conversations I've had with my own family. And I just, it feels like things are a powder keg right now. I don't know what this means. I don't know if it's a good direction we're going to go in or a bad one. But it feels like we're in it. And that's a lot.
Yeah. That memorial service was strange. I mean, I only watched little clips, so I can't speak on it, but it was a real rally. It was a real. It felt like a MAGA rally. The clips that I saw were. I mean, it's big time, and I don't know. I guess speaking of like the powder keg of it all, not to promote violence, but I would like to throw a little curveball into our normally scheduled programming and move my Who Would You Fight up a little sooner in the episode.
Okay.
Because
do you need the song?
Yes, actually I do need the song, yeah.
Who would you fight? Who would you fight? Pow, pow.
Nice. Man, off the cuff too. I'm so glad you have that just locked and loaded no matter what.
Yeah, it's a little different every time.
Professional, man. I'm really
like
impressed.
Jazz.
So this week, I would like to fight Andy Ngo. Andy Ngo is a right-wing provocateur who masquerades as a journalist, who sometimes like Fox News or whoever else, whoever's like right-leaning enough will allow him to call himself a journalist. He wrote a book called Unmasked: Inside Antifa's Radical Plan to Destroy Democracy. And my problem with Andy is really even not like, I want to fight him. But it's not even, my problem's not with him. It's with this like bigger picture because, and this is like a little bit tough, I guess. This is not something I've talked about outwardly because I like to keep, usually I think family stays within family, but my dad has been following and like doing his own research on this guy Andy Ngo and somehow has gotten convinced that Andy and his views on Antifa are the only truth, in the way that there's no convincing him otherwise. And my dad, like, this is a tough conversation for me because my dad is an incredibly smart man. My dad was an aerospace engineer. My dad, like, it is just a academics matter to my dad, and scholarship matters to my dad. And somewhere along the way, he got it feels almost like the pipeline, the rabbit holes that we hear about. Like, he's not a mean racist. He's very conservative, and there's probably some meanness if you get progressive enough around him. There's some of that. He's a conservative guy for sure, and hasn't been interested in learning new things for a while, and that's always been a little tough. But over the past decade, he has like gotten swept up in this, and is still like not a hat wearing, flag waving MAGA Trumper, but like still considers himself an academic, and considers and is proud of his research, and still has ended up closely following and listening to this guy who it takes zero time to it. Like, I don't even want to talk about the details of And Eat and Go, because it doesn't matter. Like, it's immediate that he's doing exactly what he sets out to do. He is a provocateur. He is literally protected by the Proud Boys. He's like Proud Boy adjacent. He films a bunch of their rallies, and then like they start shit and they fight, and someone fights him back, and then it's like he writes about how Antifa started a fight, and like Antifa, that is not a centralized organization. So it's like the boogeyman, right? Yeah. And so like the details don't even matter for me. And I know we're like scratching the record and putting Who Would You Fight early, and kind of just jumping into Vulnerabros too, but I've just never in the last few years of like having a platform on social media and being considered whatever kind of content creator, and I talk about my family plenty, but this is just one that, I mean, frankly, it embarrasses me, but also I haven't known how to talk about it, because it's I don't know. It's one of the reasons that I feel okay talking about it is, it feels a little bit like a last straw for me, kind of like this powder keg, like something is changing. Like I can't just let my dad I can't not say anything. And he knows how I feel. We had a falling out before this past election. But I don't know. I've been trying to look back and see if I can figure out how we got here. And I think part of it for me and my family, to take it totally out of this thing, out of this past decade, out of whatever next thing is coming. My family, the family I grew up with, I always have said, like, did the best they could, tried hard. My parents tried. It was the 80s and 90s in the South. There's kind of like, there was a box that was going to be in. I don't even blame them for that. But the avoidance of ever talking about anything real, I think, is part of what has gotten us here. In thinking about, there are many more real, there are many more like genuine and sad or whatever stories that kind of illustrate this. But one story I was thinking about why I had this in my head was when it relates to all of this. When I was in college, I came home for a weekend, and a side story, our house, my family's house, had gotten broken into a couple of times recently in that era. So they had gotten security cameras. That was a brand new thing for me to even, like, there'd never been cameras when I was there. And there were some inside because this guy was like sneaking in and just like stealing a couple of things that he could take on a bike with him. So it wasn't like a big break-in. It was like one or two things were just going missing at a time. So there are cameras inside. And I forgot about that part, but I remembered that the late night Cinemax worked. So I was on the couch by myself one night.
Gooning?
Not gooning. Not gooning. Didn't wait for that one at all. Just went right for it. And after, it was like the PNC, the post nut clarity, like the camera above the TV, like zoomed into focus for me, and I was like, "Fuck." I don't know how to do anything about that.
Where is that footage?
Yeah.
God damn it.
So I didn't know what I was like. I guess I could throw the camera away. I could. So I went to bed, and the next day at some point I was like in the office on the computer, and my dad walks in, and he goes, "Hey, Jonathan." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You know that we have cameras now, right?" And I just said, "Yeah, I forgot for a minute, but I do know that." And he went, okay. That was
Wait,
it.
but so questions. I know you're trying to get to a bigger point here, but you're gonna have to deal with this.
Yeah, we can. That's fine. It's not.
Where were they? Out.
Asleep. It was like midnight.
But did your dad just go back and watch all footage on the camera at all times, or like how?
It's like motion, so you can like click through it. And the scary thing is, like, I don't know who all of my family saw it, because I think he would like pull it up on the TV and click through, and like you might. Oh. So it would be like, you know, like it would start when motion came through. So it's like most of the day nothing's happening. Click, click, click.
But it meant that like daily he would do a click through to see.
Yeah,
because would the killer come in through the windows?
The killer.
The robber. Sorry.
What are we in sweeps all of a sudden? We had to amp up for ratings.
The robber. Oh my God. So, but would he come in when he had been coming in? Were they at home?
Actually, my sister was homesick one day. My little sister at the time, she was 6 or 7, was sick in her bedroom, and like
by herself, home alone.
Yeah, I mean, she was older than that. She was not 6. I'm sorry. Okay, yes, because she was by herself. Yeah,
child services.
But I mean, by 9 or 10, you're saying home.
Yeah,
by herself
yeah.
I mean, she was old enough to do that. That was the weird part of that. It was the 90s, you know, so or the 2000s.
And did she encounter the killer?
No, but he would just like. You know what? Yeah, we should be pumping it up, I guess. Why not? It's all for ratings anyway, right? Like, yeah, the killer did not. She did not encounter the killer.
So now I understand why he was watching the tape, because that part was confusing to me.
Yeah, but, so literally a guy would like a teenager would come by, and who knows how much in the neighborhood he was casing, but he would like play basketball in our front yard. We had a little basketball court. He played basketball for a minute there, and then like make sure no one was paying attention. He'd go in the backyard. He just would look like a kid playing. And he'd go in the backyard, and then he would climb up and through one of the windows, which is also how I would break into that house if I got home late and they had locked me out and I had to get in the house somehow. Because he was only taking what he could carry on a bike, one of our bikes that he had stolen, he was taking little stuff at a time. So it wasn't like, so he would have to check through all the cameras in the house to see if he'd come through and grab something from this room or that room, you know, whatever. So one of the things that set off the motion detector that night was, you know, my motion. And that was like, that's a pretty... you know what? It didn't even like bother me at the time. At the time, I didn't think, because my dad was super present. He was like the coach of all my teams. He was like, he made a point. His work schedule was to go in very early so that he was done with his 8-hour day by 3:00 and could be around for the afternoons for kids. And he coached all of our teams, and he was around for evenings all the time. And like, not an emotional person, but I didn't even like, later I realized like, oh, I could have used some more emotional support, but like, you know, he was a dad in the 80s and 90s. That was not really it. He was more present than any other dad that I knew. And I don't really know what happened, except for kind of like, I mean, I guess I didn't like see it coming, except for like when my parents retired and moved to the beach. Like, once there was less structure for us to see each other and for us to communicate, it just got less, because we did not have that emotional, that we didn't have the communication. We didn't have something created. Like, when I went to, frankly, as an adult, I understand that it's not strange, but it feels strange that people talk to their parents as often as they do. Like, you know, I have friends who daily check in with their parents, and certainly weekly have phone calls, you know? I don't know. Do you talk to your parents?
No. Yeah. Once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not, I always feel like, there's a deficit in my family, that I'm not one of those families that we talk every day. Yeah.
For a long time, I felt good about that. Honestly, I was like, we don't like, I think that I don't know. I was angry about plenty at first. I was angry, you know, growing up and leaving the house. There was plenty to be angry about. And then I got out and I was like, okay, well, now I can chill out. Like, all the things that I was butting up against when I lived there don't have to be things now, because I don't have to do it in their house. I don't have to figure out who I am under their watch, you know, under their roof. But we still never got more into, you know, real communication. And I think that part of the problem is that my family, like my mom really wanted us to be a family, wants us to be a family. But I think, and through no fault of her own, because I love her, she tries very hard. But like, I don't know if this just goes through her mind or not, but I said to her this week in response to all of this happening, she was talking about the relationship and what's going to happen and how it is very stressed right now and really tough right now. And she was talking about the relationship. And I said, it sometimes feels like the relationship is more important than the people involved. And that's just not, I can't do that. Like, it feels like the package of the package of a family, the package of what we're supposed to be, you know, if it's at Christmas, if it's whatever, it's at photos, if it's at a wedding, if it's at whatever it is, like the thing that we're supposed to be is more important than the people involved in it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that was kind of the end of that conversation, but because and I don't fault her for this, like it's hard for her to talk about stuff. But I've been angry. I mean, I don't think that's a surprise.
You don't say. Really?
I've been angry specifically at my dad for a long time. And I think that the truth is just like, I miss my dad. It was like really easy to, once he started, like he said some shitty things a decade ago, but it was like in a pokey kind of like before we knew how bad this was going to get, you know? And I never really forgave him for that because we didn't have the communication under it. He said to me one time when he found out that Jen was pregnant with Caleb, our first kid, he said to me, the one thing that he wished he had done differently was let us know that we could come to him more often. He said he wanted to teach us resilience. He wanted to give us the chance and the strength to do it on our own. Mm. But he wished he had let us know that it was okay to come to him with more. And I remember like when he said that, I thought, oh, cool. Like this is a moment, where things are going to change now. Yeah. And then it wasn't. It's like that was said, but it was like, oh, well, missed that chance, I guess. And like we never, instead of, far from moving toward that, we moved further away from it. And I don't know, like it's just.
And it's like driven by politics right now.
Yeah. So part of the problem is, yes, it is. And like I know people who are still very, like they're MAGA Republicans. And I would think like they're smart people. I don't know what they're doing. This is insane and shitty that they think this, that they believe this stuff, but they're also really active in their kids and grandkids' lives or whatever. You know, like they care. Like clearly they are putting their family first, and they have their beliefs, but they're putting their family first. And that's one of the things that has been making me mad, frankly. And it's because I feel rejected because he is still choosing that stuff. And
in what way is he choosing that over the family?
I mean, there's not a one of us who agrees with him, mm-hmm. and he wants to poke and wants to talk about it, and is not. There's a lot of positives, a lot of impressive stuff about my dad. He's never admitted to being wrong, though, that I've heard, like, mm-hmm. ever. You know, like as a kid, that was just a thing I had to get used to. Like, it was. I always felt like it was more of a like. Adults are right and kids are wrong. Like that's probably the way it's going to go. And then I realized like, oh, my dad just like can't be wrong. And I keep waiting for, I keep thinking like, this is getting bad enough that he's a moral man. He's a smart man. This is going to, at some point, he's going to be like, whoa, that's actually too much. Even if he doesn't go back and say all of this was wrong, he's going to go, this is too much. And it just keeps not happening. And I don't know. The last time we talked, I said I just missed my dad, and it didn't. Nothing came of that. Which is like, I don't know. It's hard to not. It's much easier to just like stay mad about that than to recognize like, oh yeah,
he didn't respond to that.
No, like it was like a nothing, like a non-response. Actually, what he did was, he didn't reference that part at all. He just he said that he felt like I have been really angry and that he didn't know what was going on with me and why I was so angry. And he even said that when I started going to therapy, he hoped it would help, but it seems like I've only gotten more angry since then. Which was like, I mean, I guess kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I was like, well, yeah, that makes me angry. Like that's like, I am angry because I'm seeing more of this stuff. Like don't mm-hmm. fucking gaslight me right now. Like,
yeah.
So it's easy to stay mad at that. It's easy to be mad at that. It is, you know, without it's easier to sit in that space and just be mad. And I'm finally, and I've been mad this week. I'm still just like, sometimes I can just be like mad about it. And I'd be like, you fucking moron. Like, what are you doing? How are you doing this? But like, the truth is I'm just like sad, and it's hard to feel like that's A, more to deal with, and B, like not really, for me at least, like a motivating emotion. So like, it is easier to like click into anger and be like, all right, what do we do? How do I control this? How do I make the situation more manageable? How do I get control over the uncontrollable? And I mean, the truth is, the answer is you can't. I'm just having a hard time with
is
that.
He, like, in terms of how it got here, did they have like lots of friends in a community when you were growing up, where you grew up?
Yeah.
And so does he now?
No, I think that's a big part of it. I think that when we talk about like the loneliness crisis of young men, because like third places and teams and, even school, it's more isolated. It's not as much group. And I think that, I don't know, I started to say we're not paying attention to, maybe it's just me, because I'm just like, maybe I've been behind getting here to this point. But yeah, he absolutely was a deacon and a Sunday school teacher, and was a chaperone in every trip, and was a coach or an assistant coach. He built the sets for our shows at school. Shout out Lee High School. We did banging musicals. So, we'd go to the International Thespian Festival in Lincoln, Nebraska, and he built a set for these kind of things. And so like, he was super involved. And then they retired, and like when they retired, my mom has stayed active and like wants to visit grandkids and like wants to do stuff and stay active. And my dad was like happy to fish. He was like, great, I can fish and I can chill out. And honestly, I was like, cool, man. Like, you've been working very hard all like around the clock for 20 years. So, or 30 years by the time my sister was gone. Do what you got to do. Like, take your time, rest. But I can't help but think that he did not.
Yeah.
The other handful of guys he found were just like that too. They were all just like that. And there was a small group of the exact same
just
kind
like
of guys.
That?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
See what I did there?
Wow.
It does sound a bit like it's a recipe for tinfoil hat and down some dark rabbit holes. And there's some men in my family that I think, in my extended family, that I think that's exactly the problem. There's just time on the internet going down some weird, dark rabbit holes. And it's this symptom of people not trusting the news. And that's scary. I don't know. Yeah.
That was one of the things I said to him was, and like just this need to always be right, that he's always been an advice giver. And when I was a young child and a young man, that was great. It was great to have. He even like literally coined the phrase. I mean, whatever he would call it, old. He'd be like, "I'm going to give you some old man advice and whatever, give some little piece of wisdom or whatever." And I thought that was great, but it just never shifted. Like, I feel like he doesn't think that I or any of his kids or anyone younger can offer him new information.
Yeah. Well, I know what it's like to live in a family that I think doesn't talk as much as you hope. I feel like, I grew up in Connecticut. So it's that like, I think, and we weren't like WASPy, we're Italian and Polish, like very lower middle class upbringing, but it's still that sort of Northeast, like keep emotions hidden and surface. And, there's like tough stories from my family's past that I didn't hear about, in my opinion, so like way too late, and only with like sort of me nudging and pushing to hear about them. And even then I feel like sometimes like I didn't get the whole story. And I remember as I got older and I got into high school, and my parents were like always like, you never talk to us. And part of that was like being gay and knowing I was. And so I was like hiding and feeling like I couldn't be real. But we also hadn't established like we were a family that talked about real things. And and not ever like, also they were amazing parents. They did a great job. And just like you're describing your dad, they were very involved in our upbringing, and they let us lead the way in terms of what we wanted to do. And then they supported that. Like these are really good people who did a good job bringing up two kids that I think that they did a good job bringing up. Yeah. So don't get me wrong, far from it. But I do feel like And I dare say it's just how they were raised.
Yeah,
and so
for sure.
So when you don't have a blueprint about how to be real with your kids, and so I guess what I would say to you is I don't have any advice for you about your dad, but make sure you go out of your way to try and be real with your kids.
I'll tell you what, that's like the biggest thing. I always say, first of all, Jen and I always say our only goal is to fuck our kids up differently than we were fucked up. I think I said that to Jim. Like you're going to get something wrong. You're going to get something's going to fuck them to some degree. There's going to be trauma, little t or capital T. There's going to be something by the time they're an adult. We just want to do it differently than it was done to us. And I really think that all you can do is try to be a click or two better than your parents were. Whatever, more anything. And clearly I have not been able to shake the temper, but rupture and repair that we've talked about before is like that's the best I can do. Is I absolutely I apologize to my kids all the time. Every time something like that happens. I mean, probably not every time, but like as often as I can't stop the pop off sometimes. Plenty of the time I still can't stop it, but I can come back down and say, hey, I'm really sorry. Like, I don't think we should be doing this thing, but I did not mean to, like, my yelling is not you. My yelling is me. Or like the reason I got so mad is because I don't know, because I'm still working on how to handle my emotions. So that's not because you did anything wrong. That's just, I'm working on that. And now they know that. So they will like, if I get loud, they'll be like, Dad, do you need our sensory bottle? Do you need to work on your emotions? And like in fight or flight, I'm like, fuck you, child. Like, no. And like, oh yeah, you're right. So, who knows? Like, I mean, we won't know. There's plenty of science that says that kind of thing can help, but also there's going to be something that we get wrong and we'll find out about it. And you said to me one time, maybe the first time, an early time that we were talking about my dad, I remember you saying to me that with all the work that I've done and the intention that I have to better myself, and a big part on behalf of my kids so that I can be a better dad, that you hope and think that I will be at a point that when they tell me what I did wrong, I can hear it and I can accept it and I can apologize, whatever comes next, but not deflect it and not come up with an excuse to not hear it. And I think about that a lot. So I really appreciate you saying that when you did, because I don't think I'd ever thought about it that way. I was always thinking more like in the now, how can I be more present? Can I be more honest? Can I be more vulnerable now?
Yeah.
But knowing that something's going to be there and the ability, that's like a thing that now I think I'm kind of always keeping in mind down the road. This is going to happen. It's going to happen. There's going to be something, and I want them to be able to tell me, and I want to be able to hear it when they tell me. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you will.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing all that. I'm sorry that you're going through that.
Thanks, man.
It's tough these times are fraught. It's a powder keg. Like I said, and feeling the powder keg in your own family is rough. And I am sorry to say, I think it's going to get worse, but I hope I'm wrong. So some no homo work. No homo work. There's the next No Kings protest is October 18th. So I made a plan. I'm going to visit my family that weekend, and my sister and I made a plan to go to that together. Which I'm excited about. So they're happening all over the country, and I challenge you to make a plan, giving you notice now. And, there is a study that I think it's 3.5%, but I could be wrong on the exact number. But there's a study on protests, peaceful protests in countries where there are major issues with government and government heading in the wrong direction and people wanting to make change. And when enough people show up to the protest, change actually does happen, but you have to meet that number. And I want to say it's 3.5, and I want to say we hit 1.8 at the last No Kings protest, 1.8 million. I could be wrong about those numbers, but it's something like that. And so just showing up matters. Just showing up to a protest matters.
Yeah.
You don't need to scream your face off. You don't need to make a sign. But it literally the number of people being there, huge, huge, huge deal. And I'll do my Who Would You Fight really quick. Do you want to sing me in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Who would you fight? Who would you fight? Pow, pow.
Oh, it's like spoken word.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's impressive. Wow. I want to fight not only it's not even the apps themselves, but I want to fight people that need to spend money on a special app that you download and you have to actually pay for. And that special app looks through all your shit to tell you what subscriptions you have that you can cancel. I want to pay the people that need that app to do that because that is such fucking
You want to fight the
privilege.
people. You want to fight the people. Yeah.
What did I say? I want to pay them?
You want to pay them. Yeah.
I want to fight them. It's such privilege. I can't imagine. Like, I comb through my statements. I cannot afford to be paying for HBO Go twice a month. And if you are out there and you can, and you could just and then just casually be like, oh, I should download one of those apps one of these days to just I just can't even fathom a world where you don't know what it is you're subscribing to.
Look, and some of us don't understand the joy of crossing things off the list. It's just a thing that we've missed out on.
I do understand the reality of you see on your bill a subscription that you didn't remember that you still have. I get that. That's happened. And I've been like, fuck, I need to cancel that. That was a waste of $25 right there. I get that. That's a normal human thing. But how, or do people just not look at their credit card statements?
I mean, first of all, yes, correct.
Yes, obviously there are people that do that.
People don't. And also I think that find a need, find a quick fix. Anything that you can take, that a person can take off of their plate is going to sell. Like that is
yeah.
You're like, yes, I'm losing money. I know for a fact I'm losing money, but I'm not going to do it. So if there's a thing that does it.
And so I want to fight the people that pay for that because that's bullshit and privilege and you deserve
you should charge people to do that for them. You're good at it and you like doing it. You should be like, I'm going to fight you or you can pay me to do it for you.
All right. On that, why don't you read us out?
Okay. in my who would you fight beatnik?
Sure.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe to No Homo with Jonathan and Tom on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Graphics and music by Matt Ladner. And an autumnal thanks to Jen Dornbosch and Naquan Williams. The opinions expressed on this podcast are solely those of the hosts and are intended for entertainment purposes only.
Almost expressed kind of.
I know.
Yeah.
Got a little funky.
Yeah. Autumnal was impressive, though.
Thanks, man.
All right. I love you.
I love you.